Independence Township, back in 2025, put together a committee that would focus on teaching the public, getting the public involved in America's birthday celebration. And I was invited to join the committee, and through that was able to make a connection with the director of the David W. Elliot Foundation, and he decided to sponsor projects, and he looked to me to spread the word in Clarkston schools. And I very fortunately have a lot of projects that want to support America, especially through the social studies. And at some of my training sessions, I was able to offer that we had these grants available to tie it to America 250. We currently have 9 projects occurring in the district. We have projects at the middle school, the junior high, the high school, and 3 of the elementaries right now.
So this is a pause project that we've been working on for pretty much the whole month of February. And it started out where the kids learned about America 250, what that celebration is going to be all about, the history behind it. And then after that, they got to design some stickers. And so they started out just with a plain sticker over here I can show you. So just this plain sticker like this, and then they came up with a design to showcase America 250. Rules, it had to have America 250 on it, and it had to be nonpartisan because it's all about just celebrating our country as a whole. And then they came up with some really awesome designs.
My sticker represents America, the anniversary 250, and it represents how great America is.
You get to help the community learn about America, for how long it's existed.
Well, what's really neat is these stickers will go onto grocery bags. And so it's not just the kids making a sticker and then taking it home. It's the kids making the sticker, and these stickers will go out into the community. And so then as the community is out shopping at different stores throughout Clarkston, they might get one of these stickers on their bag taking home, and hopefully it kind of reminds our whole community of how awesome, number 1, our kids are, because they are pretty amazing, and number 2, just getting ready to celebrate America 250.
We decided it would be cool to honor America 250 by celebrating some local heroes throughout Clarkston's history. We started this project by setting the stage for what the American Revolution is, understanding what American ideals were. So we had every one of our students read the Declaration of Independence word for word, what it is. And then we're identifying those American ideals. What are some of those things that Thomas Jefferson talks about that we can still see in our communities today? What kind of values does he have in 1776 that we can see remodeled, reshaped in 2026? Once we've identified those American ideals, we identified some local members throughout our history, some as early as the American Revolution, people that were veterans that came and settled here afterwards, and as recently as some of our people that we would know, like Dan Fife, that were very recent in impacting our community. Students were then assigned one of those people, and they have gone through the process of researching these people, finding credible sources, learning about the impact that these people have had, and then they're turning them into trading cards or like baseball cards to kind of celebrate the contributions they've made through the American ideals that we've outlined from the Declaration of Independence.
From the people we got to select, they're all amazing people. They all do amazing things. It's hard to just select one American ideal you want to try and focus that on.
I like the way that we're learning it. Like the way that we're doing it.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of like taking a test, I think it's important the way that we're learning this stuff, because it's easier for specifically me. I have a hard time learning things when I'm just reading it. And so when we do projects, I learn better that way.
I think it's important to learn about this because it's important to kind of see how our history's developed in our area and learn from it and obtain the information to keep so we know what's going on.
To get our kids a little bit more engaged with their social studies content about the American Revolution, we're actually having them plant their own Liberty Tree on campus,
which in Boston they would use as a rallying point for people to protest against British Parliament.
After our students plant a Liberty Tree on our school's campus, they will get the opportunity to write about America's 250th birthday and why it is important. We will be choosing a few students to be put in the Clarkston newspaper.
I teach 5th grade, where we start teaching the American Revolution, where they again will learn it in 8th grade. And in 8th grade, they were able to create all of these amazing activities for our 5th graders to see. And they created projects that they then sent to our 5th grade students. They're sent in traveling trunks, so we get to open the trunk and have all these different stations of artifacts from the American Revolution. We have a game back here. We have George Washington's hat. We have everything about the Boston Tea Party. We have some dolls in American Revolution clothing. I just am so thankful to have this opportunity for my students.
We played a board game and these dolls.
And the dolls are wearing clothes from that time of year.
It's fun because usually we just like sit and read about it. But now we get to have like hands-on and like see what like we're doing.
Yeah, and there's so many materials for us to explore.
Today in my kindergarten class, we are making America 250 bookmarks. We've been learning about the Pledge of Allegiance and really breaking down the Pledge of Allegiance to understand the words, because it's something we say every day, but I really want the kids to understand the importance of the words. And so each child is selecting one word that kind of resonates with them to put on their bookmark, and then they're decorating it with America 250.
This is my bookmark, and I read a flag, and then this is the American flag, and then I added some stars, and I added some background in the sun.
Liberty. I just really like that word.
We are donating these bookmarks to the Clarkston Independence Library, where they will be given out during their used book sale. This is really important because it provides a meaningful opportunity for my students, a meaningful learning experience, and this is an experience that my students will always remember.
Right now we're learning about genetics, so I thought it would be really cool to tie in plants, because usually we talk about plants or people and all these things, and these are just like an attainable way to teach about how we pass on things from generation to generation. What we're going to end up doing is growing some plants like cilantro, basil. I think one of my favorites is tomato plants. We have some old heirloom tomato plants. And I think even some are connected from the colonial time, so it's super cool to get those back in and just show kids like what plants used to look like and still being able to keep them alive today. And we're going to be donating them to a local assistant living here in Davisburg, Michigan. And we just thought it'd be a great way to bring the community into what we're learning in biology.
We basically started around a month ago, and they recently have grown significantly since we first planted them. They just started off as seedlings, and eventually we labeled them. I had to set up a labeling system which to know which ones go here and there. Around here is where all the colonial plants should be growing, which means they're the original of what they're supposed to be, and the others are usually filled with the newer type of plants. But overall, we are heavily excited to see what they become, how we get to see which genetics got passed over from the old generation to the new generation.
There's so much outside of the classroom, and I just want to connect that for kids. And it's just a small way to give back to our community, to people that would appreciate the history. And it's also showing kids like how do we use genetics and where do we see it in our real lives and apply it.
So for the Liberty Grove project, we wanted to do something that was ecology themed, that also celebrated America's history. So we decided to plant some tulip poplar trees, which is a tree native to Michigan, around the Clarkston area. We dedicated each of those trees to a conservationist that's from America's history. So people like Aldo Leopold or Teddy Roosevelt or Rachel Carson. The students did some research on those different conservationists, and then we had a dedication to each one of those people when we planted the tree for them.
It meant a lot, especially to bring something back to the environment and to Clarkston. Driving by, you get to see those trees that we planted, and it's a lot of fun.
We planted 14 trees ourselves, me and my class, but then we donated another 30 or so to Blue Heron Headwaters Conservancy.
So today we're out here planting some tulip poplar trees. We got these from a grant from Henry Wollison for America 250. Tulip poplars were a tree that was more common back in the 1800s, and so we're out here just planting to bring some back, maybe last another 250 years. I'd also like to thank Chris Rogers and Will Hodson over at Clarkston Schools. They're the ones who put the grant together, and I really think it's great that they're involving students in this kind of outdoor activity.
Miss Smith is our leadership teacher, and she also does the academic service learning project here. And so in celebration of America 250, we're creating jars with rice in them, American themed rice, so red, white, and blue. And we're actually doing little pieces of paper that we laminate with tape that we're putting inside of the jars, and it's called an I Spy. So you shake the rice and then you try to find the objects that we have laminated that are inside of the glass jar, and it comes with papers with other activities and facts on it, and then as you find the objects, you check them off of the laminated paper that we have attached to the glass bottle.
We're creating these little busy activities for kids that are at the Lighthouse. So that is a local program that helps support like unhoused families or maybe a domestic issue where they have to leave quickly. So sometimes they have nothing, or maybe they're bored, they don't have a lot to do. So we came up with this activity. So they have a marker, so they can do a little connect the dot, there's a word search, there's some fun America 250 facts. So it gives them something to do, and it's something that they can keep for themselves. I really think it's important to make sure that kids see things in the community and know things that are happening very close to home, because they might live in a very safe environment and not know that other people need help, or just even something simple that they can do to spread some cheer, or even just bringing some hope into someone else's world.
Today we partnered with Addington Place Assisted Living Facility. We were able to do an academic service learning project with Career Club students and residents of the facility. We based it on a tea party concept to celebrate America 250. This is a placemat that includes the Clarkston/Independence Township America 250 logo. We provided everyone with a commemorative mug that says America 250. So we were able to have a tea party with the residents, while we also reflected on significant events in American history, like the Boston Tea Party, the American Revolution, and the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
For me personally, I felt like I connected more with these people, and I just think getting to know more people in your community just, strengthens the community a bit more.
I talked to one resident, but she did mostly talk to me about her life and her life in the past and how different it was from today's society.
So we got to hear a little insight on the 200th anniversary of America, and it's really cool that I'm living in a time where we get to celebrate the 250th.
We want to make sure that we thank the David W. Elliot Memorial Foundation for their generous donations to help us make these projects happen. Markers are expensive, planting a tree is expensive, and they were able to give us the money to be able to not just celebrate in small ways, but to celebrate in big, meaningful, very public ways. Well, this is a chance to really get the kids to look at the past and the present, and maybe dream about what kind of future they want in the United States as well. So we're remembering where we came from, looking at where we are, and having all ages get excited about it. But when they question, what is it? That's kind of an opportunity for Clarkston kids to step in and tell everyone what America 250 is, why we celebrate, why we're proud to be Americans.